to you.
Sports Northwest presents live from the Kingdome in Seattle the first game of a big two-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles with the best record in the American League, and it's great to be home. I'm sure there was a time in the last couple of weeks when the Mariners were wondering if they would ever get home. Hello, everybody. I'm Dave Niehaus along with Ron Fairley. The Baltimore Orioles in first, the best record in the American League, and some are saying perhaps a preview of the upcoming playoffs.
Yeah, the Baltimore Orioles are trying to go wire to wire in the American League East. But if you're going to beat the Baltimore Orioles, you're going to have to play your best baseball. And the Mariners are certainly capable of doing that.
The Orioles trying to emulate something Lou Pinilla's club did in 1990, as Red just mentioned. From the start to the finish, never losing first place, and they haven't done it so far. They are up by 5.5. Let's look at our Miller Genuine Draft starting pitchers. First of all, for the Baltimore Orioles, it will be left-hander Jimmy Key. Jimmy Key with a record of 13-6. Last year was with the New York Yankees. Got to the World Series, trying to get to the Orioles to the World Series this year. And Omar Olivares for the Mariners.
Omar Olivares will be making his third appearance against the Orioles this year. He is 0-1 and a lifetime mark of 1-2 against Baltimore.
As we said, it's just great to be home. We'll be back and have a look at tonight's starting lineups right after this timeout.
The trick is, guys, you get down low and you plant your foot and you drive.
Move, quick. Pick it up. Come on, Norman, let's move. Seattle Mariners by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything. By Miller Genuine Draft to remind you it's time for a good old macro brew. By the Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. By U.S. West Deck.
Then he's got one shot with that splitter.
Yeah. By BP, we keep you moving. We get set to start festivities here this evening. The Mariners a much deserving day off yesterday under perfect conditions here in the Northwest. Ooh la la, has the weather ever been delicious, including today. Brady Anderson will step in. This is Omar Olivares. Olivares last Wednesday afternoon went 5+ innings against the Boston Red Sox and gave up only 2 runs. And his first pitch of the night, line drive, base hit into the gap in left center field, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. So Brady Anderson will coast into second base on the first pitch of the ball game with a leadoff double.
Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup. First of all, for the visiting Baltimore Orioles. Leading off, it'll be Anderson, who just doubled, followed by Rebelay and Palmeiro. Burrow, Surhoff, Ripken, Baines, Hoyles, and then Bordick. Defensively, for the Mariners, Amaral, Griffey, and Buhner in the outfield. Davis, Rodriguez, Cora, Blowers around the infield. Dan Wilson behind the plate, and on the mound, 29-year-old right-hander Omar Olivares, who has a record of 6-6 and an ERA at 4.62. You can see the starts for Olivares this year: the innings, hits, strikeouts, walks, and home runs allowed. In his last outing, Omar Olivares went 5+ innings, and he allowed a couple of runs on 8 hits. No decision in that game, and he pitched at Fenway Park in Boston.
Well, in his 2 outings while in a Tiger uniform, he was really ripped apart by the Baltimore Orioles. 7 2/3 innings, 11 earned runs. And here is Jeff Rebelay stepping in, taking the spot of Robbie Alomar, who has a strained right groin, and Robbie is in Sarasota, Florida, receiving treatment. So Rebelay is taking the All-Star second baseman's spot. Former Minnesota Twin showing the bunt and pulls the bat back and sends a ground ball. It'll get the same thing accomplished to the right side, and Joey Cora will throw Rebelay out as Anderson sprints on down to third base.
Dave, years ago, Gene Mock used to really advocate to his starting pitchers, do not start the game off with a fastball. He has seen so many first pitch fastballs for base hits. And here it is, Olivares starting Brady Anderson off. First pitch fastball, double into the gap. You know, there's going to be a lot more pitches after that first pitch of the game. Start off with something else. You don't see first pitch curveball for a home run or base hits.
Well, here's Palmeiro, who's really been struggling, and all he has to do is hit the ball on the infield. Instead, he's going fairly deep to left field on the warning track, where Amaral will pull it down. And Anderson scampers on in with the easy 1-0 lead as Palmeiro almost hit one out. Rafael Palmeiro struggling, only one for his last 22. A lot of first ball swinging tonight.
Well, I think when you know that you've got a pitcher like Olivares out there in the mound, and I think the same could be said for Jimmy Key when he's out there, and that you might see a lot of these hitters go after that first pitch. If you know the kind of pitcher that you have to hit against tonight, then why not go ahead and jump on that first pitch if you're going to try to sink that ball low and away?
Well, here's Geronimo Baroja, picked up from the Oakland Athletics, hitting .290. Alex Rodriguez will have it on the second hop and throw him out. So quickly a run manufactured. However, very quickly, the Orioles are gone here in the first. One run, one hit. Good basic baseball. Nobody left. Orioles won, and the Mariners coming up.
Nothing as Nardi Contreras, Dan Wilson, and Omar Olivares have a quick meeting after that half inning. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners. It'll be Cora, Rodriguez, Griffey, Martinez, Buhner, Blowers, Wilson, Davis, and then Amaral. Defensively, in the outfield for the Orioles, it'll be Surhoff, Anderson, and Baroja. Around the infield, Ripken, Bordick, Rivale, Palmeiro around the infield. Chris Hoyles behind the plate, and on the mound, left-handed pitcher Jimmy Key, with a record of 13-6 and an excellent ERA at 2.48, tied with Randy Johnson for second in the American League. And you can see the other numbers for Jimmy Key.
Jimmy Key, an all-star this year, but he didn't report, so thus he was not. He took the all-star break off to get married, and the delivery to Joey Cora, high, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Key's second start of the year against the Mariners, 1-0 against them. Last year with the Yankees, he was 0-1 in 3 starts with a high earned run average of 7.5. Cora pops it up on the right side, and the first baseman Palmeiro saying to Rebele, "I'll take it," and he does. So 1 away.
Second, the shortstop, number 3, Alex Rodriguez.
You can see Jimmy Key's last outing, July 31st against Oakland, no decision. Went 7 innings in that game and did not give up any runs and allowed only 4 hits. In fact, Jimmy Key has not had a lot of runs scored for him here in the last 7 or 8 outings that he has been in that Oriole uniform. They have not scored for Jimmy Key. Otherwise, he might have 16, 17 wins already.
Alex Rodriguez knocked Jimmy Key out of the ball game literally last year when he pitched for the New York Yankees. He hit him with a line drive off the arm, and he had to leave after only a third of an inning. A-Rod hits Key very well. It's .454 against him. And backs away from the delivery inside, so the count 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 for 11 against Jimmy Key. Man calling balls and strikes is Rocky Road, and he called that one a strike. Curveball and a big one. He's got a big bender.
Well, he is not overpowering, and he keeps the ball down well, and he works the ball inside and outside. Jimmy Key has to rely upon his good control, and he does have good control, and changing speeds.
One-two pitch. Key was brilliant in his last start, did not give up a run in 7 innings, however did not come away with a decision, as the Orioles scored 4 after he left in beating the Oakland Athletics on Thursday in 11 innings. Only gave up 4 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts, and no A's runner reached third base. Line shot 1 hopper, hit right to Cal.
Well, you're talking about the fact that Jimmy Key has not had a lot of run support since June 18th, 9 starts. His record is 2-5, but look at the ERA at 2.48. It is interesting that in his 5 losses and his 2 no decisions, while he was on the mound, the Orioles scored a total of just 2 runs. So he has not had a great deal of run support. As I said, he could very easily have 16, 17 wins already this year.
Junior with 102 RBIs, the best in the American League. Those other numbers aren't bad either, are they? Batting average and the home runs, 295, 33 home runs. And you can see his numbers against Jimmy Key. 1-0 Baltimore if you just tuned our way here in the first. 2 balls and no strikes.
Mariners need to have Junior get hot. Junior really not swinging the bat that well. He's not that far off.
Three balls and no strikes.
But it's very interesting. When Junior gets hot, it seems like the other guys in the lineup do the same. I mean, Edgar Martinez has certainly been swinging the bat well. He is 7th in the league in hitting.
On the outside corner, Mariners have won 2 in a row. A little modest streak going for them the final 2 games of the 4-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. Chris Hoyle's throwing down a deuce. And there's the breaking ball. It's raked right to the first baseman, Palmeiro, and Palmeiro takes it to the bag. No problem whatsoever. The Mariners go 1-2-3 against Jimmy Key in their half of the first. After 1, the Orioles 1, the Mariners nothing. We'll head to the second after this word from Southwest Airlines.
Because of our low fares to the places you want to go, you can spread your wings whenever you want.
You are now free to move about the country.
We schedule frequent flights. We go places you want to go. We fly so you can too.
You are now free to move about the country.
Whether you search the whole city, just your local area, or the nation, find just the right information quicker and easier with the family of directories from US West X, your directory expert. When you're in the dark and need information, it's a very welcomed sight. Designed to help guide you exactly where you want to go. US West X, your directory expert.
If you've been waiting to buy a new minivan, the Dodge Big Summer Clearance plays right into your hands. You see, it's even bigger than you might think. With up to $1,000 cash back on Caravan, or pay this low price for our 7-passenger Caravan, making it the lowest priced minivan in the industry. So hurry to the Dodge Big Summer Clearance, because if you haven't figured it out already, it's big.
See the friendly Northwest Dodge dealer near you.
Lots of ice-cold stuff is on sale this summer at AM/PM. Don't forget your shoes. Right now, buy a 44-ounce fountain drink and get a corn dog for 49 cents at AM/PM.
Here we go to the second inning at the second. He'll be followed by the Iron Man, K.Griffey Jr., and then Harold Baines. BJ's done a good job for Baltimore this year. Olivares has missed badly with both of his first 2 tosses. 2 balls and no strikes. Jamie Moyer tomorrow against Scott Erickson. Right back up the middle. So B.J. Surhoff starts off the second as Brady Anderson did the first with a hit. Anderson with a double, B.J. with a single. If you live in Northwest Oregon or Southwest Washington, the Mariners invite you to hop aboard the Rose City Fun Bus to Seattle. That Fun Bus will depart on August the 23rd and 24th as the Mariners host the Yankees. Each ticket is just $69. It includes a field level seat and round-trip transportation. To book your spot on the Rose City Fun Bus, call 1-800-871-1033. But hurry, the seating is limited. Well, here's the amazing Cal Ripken, the man with the bad back, and I talked to him before the game. Cal taking a little bit low and outside, playing in his 2,425th consecutive game, and he's swinging the bat with a bad back. He said, let me tell you something. He said, when I have a good year, I have a bad back twice a year. When I have a bad year, I have a bad back 4 times a year. He's hitting .275 and a shot there to ground into a double play. Finally, Cora gets rid of the baseball and gets it. Looked for a moment like Joey was going to be tied up. B.J. Surhoff was on the run.
I think Joey had to make sure that he had enough balance to make a throw on to first base. You can see Alex shuffling the ball in a hurry to Cora, and then he was going to get out of the way. And you can see that Surhoff went beyond the bag, trying to knock Cora off his feet so he could not make the play to second base. But Joey stayed right there and then made the good throw.
And a good stretch also by Mike Blowers over there at first base. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Harold Baines. Baines was the first of the Chicago White Sox stars to leave. A routine ground ball to Cora, and just like that, the Orioles are going to be gone in the second. So no runs, 1 hit thanks to the double play. Nobody left when we come back. Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner, and Mike Blowers. 1-0 Baltimore.
In my day, we never had these big superstores. When we wanted something, we had to run around town, wait while they ordered your stuff, haggle. It was hard work.
What's this? It's what I've been telling you about, Grandpa. It's Future Shop. They've got all the best brand name TVs, stereos, appliances, computers, and software. Well, what do you think? Grandpa? Grandpa?
If Eagle hadn't had that little bushing there to reconnect their water pipe, you would have been up the creek, so to speak, huh?
Exactly,
Or
without a paddle.
Yeah.
Well, I think the main thing is a large selection and you know, easy to find and get in and get out. Eagle doesn't mind if I wear mud in this store either.
Oh, that's another nice feature, huh?
Yeah, just drapes on in.
Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything. More of everything means more Keller ladders. From 2-step light duty to 40-foot industrial extension ladders. Keller ladders for less at Eagle.
Lots and lots, tons and tons of tennis balls. Some of the things that are on my Discover card statement. I travel quite a bit. Ooh, I didn't know that the golf balls around here. Just relax, enjoy nature, and very good. Lapidochromis, Carulius. They don't want to play with me now because I beat them 90% of the time. I'll take out $100 to buy the bait, gas up the boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
See, what else do I have on
It
this?
pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Safeway, who invites you to play $1 Million Baseball Magic. By your Northwest Ford dealers, home of 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. Again. And by Magnolia Hi-Fi, the nation's most award-winning consumer electronics dealer. With Ron Fairley, this is Dave Niehaus, moving into the bottom half of the second inning, where Edgar Martinez starts it off against Jimmy Key. Lou Piniella has presented a lineup against Jimmy Key that has, at least accurately, been very potent. The lineup hitting .337 against Mr. Key. And Edgar Martinez has had his share of success, hitting .326.
Notice today that, as you can see, what Edgar is against Jimmy Key in his career. In batting practice, Edgar working on hitting the ball into right center field and right field. Just wonder if that might be part of his game plan today, hitting off a pitcher like Jimmy Key, who really doesn't like to jam a lot of the hitters, likes to try to keep the ball away and sink the ball down low and outside.
I think Edgar's green lighted here 3-0 if he wants it, and he doesn't. So they count 3-1.
I think you're right. A lot of times I think Lou will give Edgar the green light to hit 3-0. And if it's not just exactly where Edgar wants it to be, then he'll go ahead and take that pitch.
That's low and outside, so Edgar will lead off base on balls here in the second inning. Anaheim tonight hosting Milwaukee. Milwaukee beating them last night, thus putting the Mariners into first place. And you say, what do you mean first place? I thought they were tied. Well, they are tied, but the Mariners are up by 1 percentage point, 564, 563.
They're tied.
They're tied.
They're tied.
Here's Jay Buhner. Jr. had a rough road trip with the bat. The delivery's high and outside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. He had a spectacular road trip with the glove. Made a catch in Boston we'll never forget, the one in which he went into the Red Sox bullpen, and then a couple of catches. Well, one catch and one he did make. One in Milwaukee and one where he crawled into the stands and almost caught a ball, and quite frankly glad he didn't, because that would have allowed a run to score. It ended up being a 1-run game on Sunday. Remember that?
Sure do.
On the inside corner, 1-2 on Bone. A little bit inside. Royals looking over toward the dugout, which means perhaps this game being called. There's a change. And a fastball. That wasn't a change. That was a fastball. Just high-octane stuff.
Well, I think what you saw is the catcher give the wiggle for the changeup, and then Jimmy Key brushed his glove on his chest, which means add one more to it. Meaning add one more to it. There's a fastball right on by J. Buhner. As you go through the sequence of pitches, fastball, curveball, change, and then you start over again. Fastball, curveball, change. So if he rubbed his chest once, that was the add one more pitch, might go right back to the fastball. Sometimes they'll, on the chest, they'll rub once, you know, to add one, or if they rub in the pants, subtract one.
Well, here's Mike Blowers now taking a delivery outside. Ball one, 1 ball and no strikes. Mike back in the line for the first time since he hurt his elbow as a starter. And you can see he's had his success against Jimmy Key also. A couple of doubles, a .350 batting average. You know,
it's interesting. The Mariners have out-homered the Orioles 12-9. But it's been the Orioles that have outscored the Mariners 44-31. So the Orioles have a very balanced attack. Yeah, they can hit home runs. They've hit 133. But they can also move those runners around. That's why they're such a good ball club.
That one over a little bit. Ball three balls and no strikes. I'm going to tell you, there are statistics and then there are statistics. You just saw him a little toss over to keep Edgar Martinez honest over the first base. They actually have in the Baltimore Oriole notes second in the league in pickoff throws, 151. Now 152 and 153. I think he's thrown over there a couple of times. But you talk about a worthless statistic. Down low, ball 4.
Connected to come up with how many times the pitcher asked the umpire for a new ball.
That's unbelievable. Now pickoffs, how many pickoffs he's got? That is meaningful. He's picked off 6. Yeah, but how many times he goes over there? I say, who cares? So thanks to the walks. 2 on.
See, that's what happens when you end up in a computer world.
Somebody's got to get a life, don't they?
Hey, we got a new stat here.
Dan taking away. So right now, Key's struggling with his control.
Well, I think he's trying to get into the flow of this game, working on a 1-0 lead right now, and he knows that the Mariners certainly are capable of playing big baseball and hitting it out of the yard. And right now trying to keep the ball away from most of these hitters.
on the corner.
You know, every now and then he'll give you a fastball inside and may throw one by you, but primarily Jimmy Key keeps the ball away and he keeps the ball down. And if you get a pitcher like that, then look for the ball down there low and outside and then go ahead and drive it the other way. Make him change.
That's low and away. 2-1. The Orioles with 257 home runs last year, establishing a new Major League standard. 2-2. Brady Anderson had 50 of them last year. Still not signed a contract. I'm sure that's got to be on his mind a little bit. And with only 11 this year. 2-2 the count.
Seems like a lot of players, as soon as they have a great year, they want to sign that big contract. Brady Anderson had a great year last year. I mean, that may be a career year. Hit 50 home runs in a season.
Curve in the dirt. You gonna send the runners here?
Well, I don't think so. You have Edgar Martinez down there at second base, Flowers at first. Not a great deal of speed.
R.Davis on deck.
Yeah, I might be a little reluctant to send the runners here. Let's see what Lou has in mind.
They're going. 3-2 pitch is swung on and a high fly ball hit to deep left field. Serhoff to the track, to the wall, makes the leap. Does he have the ball? Fly away! 3-run home run by Dan Wilson just over the outstretched glove of B.J. Serhoff, and what a try he made. He almost came down with it, and the Mariners lead it 3-1 for Dan Wilson, his 9th home run of the year. So both bases on balls come around to score.
And Dave, the one thing I kept in mind, and that is that ball was leaving the yard, I quickly looked to see where Dan Wilson and Mike Flowers were, because you don't want Wilson to pass Flowers at first base. Look at it one more time. There goes the drive. And Serhoff making a great effort, almost made the catch. Just beyond. That may have even hit the tip of his glove.
Here is R.Davis taking a strike. So the Mariners strike themselves with a long ball. They're 168th of the year. Buckley in the hole. R.Davis. One and two.
Well, now we know why Jimmy Key was being very cautious to a lot of those hitters, trying to keep that ball low and away.
Two and two. And off the end of the bat, just foul. Dan Wilson. Been a while since he's hit a home run. That's number 9. Gets him up to the 54th RBI mark. His last home run was one to remember in New York. into the upper deck, you might recall, in left field. Jammed him and he popped it up. And Jeff Rabelais will make the catch for the second out.
Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 8, Rich Amaral.
Wilson watching this high fly ball that just barely got over. And this is the way he reacted. Did it go? Did he come back in with it or what? Yeah, there it goes. Now he can go on around.
Yeah, you see him hesitate there. He's telling Blowers, once he knew the ball was out of the yard, telling Blowers, go ahead. Can't pass you.
What a nice man. He wasn't sure either. Two balls and no strikes on Rich Amaral. Rich Amaral also great success against this pitcher, Jimmy Key. That fastball on the corner. Rocky roll. 454. Three and one. Baltimore has won 8 of their last 9 games and 11 of their last 13 games. So Amaral becomes the third man in the inning. Get aboard via a base on balls. Joey Cora will be the hitter. The Orioles' big three, Jimmy Key, Mike Mussina, and Scott Erickson, had a combined record of 28 and 4 with a 3.19 earned run average. Through the 15th of June, that was when the Orioles completed a sweep of Atlanta. There's Mussina. We're going to see Scott Erickson tomorrow night. In 26 starts since then, they have a fine earned run average. That's Scott Kamenecki sitting next to Mussina. A fine earned run average since then of under 2.92. But they've only gone 10 and 11. The Orioles, as they have historically, have great pitching, and they've got a great bullpen.
Yeah, and they also have a very good pitching coach in Ray Miller. He has a very simple philosophy about pitching, and that is change speeds, throw strikes, and move the ball around the strike zone. And you can't get it too much more simple than that. But if you can do those three things, you can be a very, very effective pitcher.
Ray Miller, the former skipper of the Minnesota Twins, was offered the Mariner pitching job during the offseason and almost took it. But he's an Easterner. He lives around the Pittsburgh area. And when Baltimore came a-calling and offered him a multi-year deal, he cashed his lot with the Orioles. Here's Joey Cora.
Hey, there's another one of your throws over to first base, Dave.
That's right.
Did you mark that down your score sheet? I'm going to find out how many were.
Believe me, somebody here is doing that.
I know they are. Sure they are. The Orioles do it.
That's on the corner. To Joey. Here you can see Joey is still looking for his first hit off Jimmy Key.
31 pitches, now 32 pitches for Key here in this inning.
But how many throws to first like that?
Oh, there's two more. That's
yeah.
two. Boy, that'll add to his total. Oh, boy.
Joey quickly, count moving to 2 strikes.
You know, a couple of things that really have helped Joey Cora. First of all, he's been doing a lot of weightlifting, and of course, he's making himself stronger. But he's gone, Dave, to that wishbone type of a stance where he really has his feet spread out. And there's really no stride. I mean, he just keeps his front foot on the ground and gets his body in position. Watch, he'll draw the bat back. Now he's ready. He'll just keep that front foot right on the ground.
Another throw to first base.
I think that's helped him. He says he feels very strong in that position. Once again, now watch, he'll wide stance, and then he'll put his weight clear back on his back leg. There he goes.
And a line drive base hit to left field. A little soft blooping line drive to left by Joey Cora. And Alex Rodriguez will come up to the plate. He'll be the 8th man to come to the dish here in the 2nd inning.
See, for a guy like Joey Cora, as you look at this stroke one more time, to keep his front foot on the ground, just go ahead and use the upper part of your body and use your hands. He's not going to hit the ball in the ballpark, but he's going to pick up a lot of base hits that way. In fact, we've seen Molitor do that. We've seen Jim Edmonds of the Angels that use that quite a bit. And the guy that comes to my mind that was the best at it of all of them,
Paul Molitor.
Guy that wore number 5 for the Yankees. Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
Joe DiMaggio did that a lot.
He had that wide stance. Alex fouls it back and out of play.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Jimmy Key got away with a pitch right there because Alex had that ball timed perfectly. Alex was going to shoot that ball into right center field. He was going that way. He looked for the pitch out there, got it, and he just missed it.
Got one, a fat one that time, just didn't pull the triggers right down the middle.
When you have good pitchers like Jimmy Key on the mound, he's going to give you some pitches to hit. The thing is that when he gives them to you, you better jump on them because then he's going to make some good pitches. So when he does give you those pitches to hit, better not foul them off.
Way outside, so the count of 1-2 strikes. Key is really laboring here in the 2nd, having given up 3 walks. You can see that the back of his hair is matted. It's sopped and wet. Nice and cool indoors, but he's laboring. Out there at second base, it's Rich Amaral. Joey Cora at first. And that's on the outside corner, and Alex Rodriguez is rung up by the Rocky Road, the man calling balls and strikes. 3-run home run by Dan Wilson. 2 Mariners are left. When we come back, Hoyles, Bordick, and Brady Anderson for Baltimore. The Mariners 3, the Orioles 1.
Fox Sports News at 10. We
Brewers and Angels in Anaheim, bottom of the 1st.
Here we go into the 3rd inning, and Chris Hoyles, the old Mariner killer, leads it off here for Baltimore. Then Mike Bordick, and then Brady Anderson. Omar Olivares with a couple of run lead right now, sending his fastball a little bit high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Pretty nice crowd, around, I'm saying 35,000 or so. Welcome their Mariners back from their longest road trip of the year. A strike on the inside corner. The schedule certainly is smiling on Seattle as most of their final 52 games going to be against clubs under 500. This not being one of them, of course. The club with the best record. That ball is off the glove of Jay Buhner, so Junior's going to have to go and pick it up. And Hoyles continues to torture the Mariners. Great try by Buhner in right center field.
Batting 9th, the shortstop, number 14, Mike Bordick.
Here's that play again. He tried to come inside, jammed Hoyles just a bit, but he still muscled the ball into the outfield. Jay making a
great try.
A great try for it. And now Hoyles with a leadoff double.
Hoyles, before that hit, was hitting .429 against the Mariners this year.
Well, Bordick trying to do exactly what Rebele did back in the first inning when Anderson had a leadoff double. Bordick trying to hit the ball to the right side of the diamond.
Well, when they moved Cal from shortstop to third, this is the man they wanted, and they got it. And he's played a very steady shortstop for them. I'm sure they would like to have had a little bit more pop out of his bat, hitting only .234. There's Cal, who in 19 days will turn 37. Ground ball, nice job by both Blowers, by the hitter. Bordick also. As Blowers goes to the bag, Hoyles goes to third. Good play. That looked like it might sneak by Blowers at first base.
Boy, the little things, and that's why I think Baltimore is such a good ball club. They do the little things like getting that runner from second to third with great regularity. Flowers with a fine defensive play. But nevertheless, a runner now at third base. And now Brady Anderson with a sacrifice fly could tie the game.
Well, Brady Anderson, first ball swinging to start off the game, hit a double into the gap between Amaral and Jr. Ball one ball and no strikes. Olivares, 30 years of age, out of Puerto Rico. And he's down low. Ball three balls and no strikes.
Might be hitting.
Well, the double play possibility exists now.
Well, Olivares is certainly capable of getting that ground ball out.
36, Jeff Rebele.
He's got that nice little sinker. And here's where a guy like Omar Olivares can get out of the inning. One man out. And now get Rebele to hit into a double play. You have Alex Rodriguez and Joey Cora at double play depth near the bag at second.
Rebele with some big shoes to fill while Alomar's on the DL. That groin. One ball and no strikes.
Yeah, you want to get this guy right here because you don't want to really have to face Rafael Palmeiro, although Palmeiro, as you pointed out, struggling in recent games. But certainly a heck of a lot more dangerous than Rebele.
Hoyles over at third, Anderson at first. And low and outside, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. And here comes Nardi Contreras as Olivares begins to teeter a little bit here in the third. Mariners just got him the lead by scoring 3. And this is the inning where if you want to make an impression, your pitching coach and your manager, you come right back and just shut the door. You don't want to give up runs right after your team has gotten a lead or given you some runs. But that is what Olivares is in the process of perhaps doing.
And, you know, he could very well trying to be a little bit too fine out there on the mound. And what happens when you try to get too fine, you invariably fall behind the hitter, and now you have to come up with a better pitch than what you really want to throw in. But there's going to come a time where you're going to have to say, here it is. Here's my best pitch. See what you can do with it.
And this is the time right here, 2-0. can see that horrendous earned run average in a couple of starts against Baltimore this season while with the Tigers. Almost 13. Only 7 in the third innings. 2-0 pitch. Instead, another throw to first base. And Anderson on his hands and knees. Back.
Well, you have Davy Johnson sitting over there. And, you know, Davy may say, you know, you have Olivares, who's a good sinker ball pitcher. I may go ahead and let Brady Anderson try to steal a base. He has 13 stolen bases on the year. Try to stay out of a double play. Might send the runner.
He's staying, and a good fastball that time. 2-1.
The other thing that Olivares is capable of doing, I think we just saw that last pitch, may take a little off the pitch and then put a little on. And in some cases, can add a little bit extra to his fastball and throw the ball by some of the hitters.
Fastball again. Now he's got him set up for a strikeout.
And also set up for that nasty little sinker, too.
Jeff Rebele 0 for 4 against Omar Olivares. In on the hands, too far. Count full. I got to believe that they're sending Anderson now. 1 down. Palmeiro struggling, but an RBI sacrifice fly is first at bat is next. Anderson goes 3-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball hit right to Rodriguez, and his only play to first base as the run comes in to score. Stayed out the double play by sending the runner.
But you know what? If he throws that pitch on the 2-2 pitch or earlier, that might be a double play ball. But with the runner going, you have no chance to get the double play. So Rebele picks up an RBI, his 20th of the year.
And we have a 3-2 ball game, Mariners.
With the runner going, we have no chance.
Palmeiro only 2 for 16 against Omar Olivares.
Well, Palmeiro likes to pull the ball, and Olivares can run that ball low and away to a lot of left-hand hitters. And when he does that and keeps the ball down, they're going to hit a lot of ground ball outs. In Baltimore, well, it's only about 355 feet to left center field. It says 365, but it's about 10 feet closer than what the sign says. And so Palmeiro can just hit lazy fly balls to left center field for home runs. But in watching him take batting practice, watching him swing, he likes to pull the ball.
One and two.
See his average with men in scoring position and 2 men out.
That would not come back. Palmeiro trying to get out of a rather extended slump. And the pitch in the dirt. 3-2. D.Wilson back after having missed Sunday's game with that stiff neck. And it's been a while since he's had 3 days off in a row. He was in the lineup and then had to be taken out of the lineup. And the 3-2 pitch now to Palmeiro. Swing and a miss. He got him. So that will be that. Baltimore gets one back here in the third inning. 1 run. Again, some good basic baseball for the Baltimore Orioles on 1 hit and 1 left. And it's 3-2 Mariners. And that hard-breaking ball is a little bit outside ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 30 games over 500 are the Baltimore Orioles. 1-1. Most games over 500 for an Oriole team since the conclusion of the '83 season. And Baltimore won the World Series that year.
See that time Jimmy Key brushing on his chest? That time he did 2.
All right, routine out by K.Griffey Jr. Now let's go to the studio and Tom Glasgow for a U.S. West Fox Sports Northwest update.
David, thank you. It's the Brewers and Angels in Anaheim. Bottom of the first after Tony Phillips led off with a double. Darren Erstad followed with a triple that scored Phillips. Erstad then scored on a ground out. The Angels led Milwaukee 2-0 in the first. Now 2-1 in the fourth. Back to David's Dome.
Here's Edgar Martinez with 1 down now. Coaxed Mr. Key for the first of 3 walks that he gave up in the second inning. I mean, it saw him throw almost 40 pitches. 2-0. So Anaheim leading Milwaukee 2-1 in the top of the 4th. The Yankees leading Kansas City 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Boy, Edgar has been losing that bat a lot lately. And that one hit the top of the dugout, and that fan got it on the hop. Nobody got hurt.
Well, that's the 3rd time in the last couple of games. Didn't he do that a couple of times in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
You see him, there goes the swing, there goes the bat. That'll scatter them around. Edgar going to a different bat. You normally don't see him with a stained bat, do you? So he's changing up there. Going to a different model.
Whatever, 3-1.
Yeah, whatever model that it is, it's probably right around 31 ounces, wouldn't you think?
Right around
right around 31 ounces. I think that's what he likes.
Bordick, the shortstop. Rebele, the second baseman, calls him off, and Jeff makes the easy catch. So 2 in the well. Well, the big unit, Randy Johnson, takes the mound this Friday at 7:05 against the White Sox. And the first 20,000 fans are going to receive that commemorative poster featuring 20 years of defensive stars, courtesy of Eagle Hardware and Garden and McFarland Cascade. That's Friday at 7:05. For tickets, you call 622-HITS or stop by any Ticketmaster Ticket Center. Here's Buhner. Jay Pand on a 3-2 pitch in the second inning. Boy, he was hitting some bombs out of here in batting practice today. Upper deck and left field, a couple of them.
I don't know that Jimmy Key is going to give him anything to pull. First time up, struck him out with a fastball in. This time up, every pitch so far has been away.
Two and two, one after a breaking ball.
Fastball's away, and then a little curveball or a changeup. Sure you get it down.
Ground ball back up the middle, and by a diving Mike Bordick into center field.
First baseman number 16, Mike Flowers.
So a 2-out single by Jay, and that'll bring up Flowers.
Bordick playing Jay Buhner to pull. And you can see Jay have to reach for this pitch. Nevertheless, able to shoot that ball back up the middle under the glove of Bordick. And now Mike Flowers, who hits well against Jimmy Key, has a chance maybe to score Buhner from first.
2 outs and 1 on. A little bit outside.
You know, you keep pitching Flowers out there on that outside portion. Mike likes the ball away and certainly has the kind of power, can hit the ball in the seats in right field.
Two and 0. On the outside corner. Jimmy Key, 36 years of age, and basically he and David Wells exchanged spots. Wells going from Baltimore to New York, and he's also pitched very well for the New York Yankees. But Key got off to a spectacular start. And that's a strike. And looking for his 14th victory. Jimmy Key has been one of the premier pitchers in Major League Baseball ever since he was with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's been a good one. And here's a guy that doesn't throw 95, 96 miles an hour. Has great control. But he's also throwing a lot of pitches early in this ball game. Jay Buhner's going to be running now. And there's Dan Wilson.
18 pitches here in this inning.
Next pitch is going to be the 70th pitch for Jimmy Key already. We're only in the third. There goes Buhner. Very nice crowd to welcome the Mariners home. Baltimore for 2, Chicago for 4. Then the Milwaukee Brewers for a couple. Again, fouled away. Milwaukee very much in that central race. A chance to pick up some ground. Milwaukee against Cleveland. Cleveland beaten today by Detroit. There's the Mariner home schedule. 2 against Baltimore, 4 against Chicago, and then a couple against the Brewers, and then a short road trip to Baltimore and Chicago. Very favorable August and very favorable September schedule for the Mariners. They came home from their longest road trip, I think, in pretty good shape. 3-2 pitch. Buhner goes, and it's down low, and that's already 4 bases on balls. Given up by Jimmy Key. And here comes Dan Wilson, our Magnolia Moment feature. Dan Wilson, a high fly ball. He wasn't sure as BJ went right to the wall and looked like he might have come back with it, but he did not. So that's our Magnolia Moment, courtesy of Magnolia High Five. Dan Wilson, his 9th home run of the year. A chance to do it again. 2 on. This time 2 out. Buhner and Blowers second and first. And Woolley a foul straight back. There's Buhner. One and one.
I imagine they're going to try to keep the ball away from Dan. They don't want to give him anything to pull again. Last time they gave him a pitch to pull, he hit the home run. Probably going to stay away.
On the outside edge. 1 and 2. Topped him up this time. Baroja coming in, and Geronimo will make the catch, and that shall take care of the Mariners here in the 3rd inning. They leave a couple aboard, and as we go to the 4th, it's 3-2 Mariners.
Update, it's the Brewers and Angels in Anaheim, top of the 4th. Angels leading 2-1 until Dave Nielsen goes yard over the center field wall against Jason Dixon. 2nd straight game. Nielsen's homered in the 4th inning. This one ties the game at 2. Back to the Dome.
So the Aussie, who had a lot to do with last night's win for Milwaukee over Anaheim, hits one to tie it as we go to the 4th inning here. And Geronimo Baroa, a routine fly ball to Buhner. Shallower is a Joey, and Joey can't get to it. Nothing routine about it as it goes underneath the bench out there, and it will end up as a double. It looked like it was going to be a routine fly ball. Absolutely not. That just landed no man's land.
Left fielder, 17 BJ.
Well, let's take a look at it one more time. Blowers with a tough play. Looked like Joey thought he was going to get to it. Came up just about a foot short. And here you are. 3rd time in this game that the Orioles have led the inning off with a double.
And again, Baltimore continues to swing at that first pitch an awful lot tonight. And B.J. Surhoff, all he's going to try to do is hit the ball to the right side, and does foul right off the plate. One strike on B.J. Man is caught, played 3rd base, played 1st base, and has found himself a home in the outfield for the Baltimore Orioles. Again, does his job. So Geronimo Baroja moves on over to 3rd base as B.J. Surhoff does his job well. Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Tulalip Casino, just for the fun of it. By Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything. And by your friendly Northwest Dodge dealer. Well, right now, the infield is going to come up a little bit. K.Griffey Jr. bounced into a double play in the 2nd inning. So he's 0 for 1. And Rip taking a strike right on the inside corner, 0-1.
Well, right now, Baltimore is 5 for 5 in game situations. Leadoff double, and then Rabelais getting Anderson to third. Paul Merrill with a sacrifice fly. Then in the third inning, leadoff double. The next batter got him over. And then Rabelais getting him in with a runner at third base. And now, here in the inning, Surhoff getting the runner over.
Strike two. Since Ripken broke Gehrig's consecutive game record on the 6th of September, 2 years ago, he's played in 294, make it 295 now, more straight games. That alone would be the third longest current consecutive streak, trailing only Craig Biggio of Houston, who has 330, and Bagwell, who has only 301. It's absolutely amazing. He's playing in his 2,425th consecutive game. Fans wanted it, but it was low and outside. A ball and 2 strikes on Cal. 3-2 Mariners on Dan Wilson's home run in the second. But Baroja lurking 90 feet away for the tie. Cal, ground ball, third base, knocked down there by R.Davis, and everybody will have to hold. Great play by Davis to knock it down, save a run. And, of course, an infield hit for Cal Ripken, but no RBI.
Look at it one more time as Cal really had to reach for that ball, as did Davis at third base. He made a fine defensive play knocking that ball down. Davis goes to his left a lot better than he goes to his right. Of course, going to your left, that's your glove hand side. Going the other direction, you have to reach across your body.
He's a good man to double up. He hit a ground ball to Cora's last at bat. But also a great hitter, Harold Baines. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, he has 2,526 career hits. And he has a 273 career average, as you can see.
And a ground ball going to score the run. No chance for the double. There, it's not going to score the run. As holding at third base is Baroja, because the play was going to be right in front of Olivares, and Olivares threw him out while Ripken goes down to second base. Heads up play by Omar Olivares, who barehanded the ball.
You see a lot of players, in particular pitchers, that barehand balls today. And I keep wondering, why do they wear a glove? You know, it's a lot easier to catch that ball with a glove than it is with your bare hand. You're flirting with dropping the ball. You got to catch that thing first, as Baroja stayed at third base. If Baroja tried to score, I think Olivares may have had a play on him at the plate.
Oh, yes.
But it would have been a tag play versus a force out.
So here he is, Mr. Hoyles. Outside.
And you have Bordick due up next. First base is open. You can see a 3-10 hitter with men in scoring position and 2 outs. Tough guy to get out.
A strike. Hoyles is 7 for 15 against Seattle this year, with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. Nice job of smothering that baseball by Mr. Wilson.
And going out and having a quick meeting with Olivares. Kind of reminding how they want to pitch to Hoyles.
That strikes balls ratio 27-21 is not that great. Number of pitches is not that bad. 48 with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Low and outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. First base is open, so a walk's not going to kill you here. Don't throw him anything fat.
Well, you don't want to give him anything good to hit. They said you have the 9th place hitter due up next.
The Orioles trying to win their 70th game already. And a shot foul. Good catch down there. Nice catch. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Got Buddy's leather with him, and it paid off.
Yeah, that's where I caught it. Right in the pocket. Just like I did when I was playing. When I was a lot younger. Right in the pocket.
So Olivares in trouble for the 2nd consecutive inning, trying to keep it at 3-2.
I think Hoyles just kind of showed Olivares that he was looking for the fastball 3-1 to hook it that far foul. Probably still looking for the fastball.
Low, that'll load him up. So 3 aboard, and here comes Bordy. Bordy hit a ball headed toward the corner, and an outstanding play by Mike Blowers. It sent Hoyles to third base last inning, and there's a line drive coming up. Buhner, and that shall retire to side. So 3 big ones left. 3 birds out there fluttering, but none of them come down to score here in the 4th inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th, and the Mariners still lead it by 1. The Mariners 3, the Orioles 2.
Fox Sports Northwest brings you baseball on Fox Sports Northwest.
Well, I think you fans are going to have a great time the final 2 months if you're a Mariner fan, because the Mariners are going to be playing scoreboard just about from here on out. And there's what the scoreboard has to tell them about what is happening down south so far in the bottom of the 5th. Milwaukee and the Anaheim Angels are tied at 2-2. As we go to the bottom half of the 4th, R.Davis steps in and leads it off against Jimmy Key. 0-1 the count on Russ, who popped up to Jeff Rabelais.
Jeff likes to swing the bat, or Russ rather likes to swing the bat, and swing the bat early in the count.
On the corner. So Key 1 pitch away from 80. And his strike ball ratio is not what he would like it to be, not what it usually is either. That's away. And number 80, 1-2. Key nibbling a little bit here with 2 strikes on R.Davis.
Yeah, Russ with 356 at bats and only 22 base on ball.
Well, Key is
He's
struggling.
Yeah, he is not real sharp this evening.
It's Amaral next. 3-2 pitch. And a shot, one hopper, hit right to Bordick. Pulls Palmeiro off the bag. That will be an error on Bordick. Little high into the runner. Mike will be charged with an error.
Left fielder, number 8, Ritz Amaral.
And there's a perfect example why you always want to run the ball out. There goes the ground ball to the shortstop, a very reliable shortstop. This though getting away from Bordick. And that's the reason you run the ball out, because if you don't, then Palmeiro has plenty of time to make the tag. But if you run the ball out, there are times he'll just miss.
Just misses his bat. Look at this.
That's how close. That's why you run the ball out.
So Amaral up there now. And Ripken giving up what he thinks is going to be a bunt, because he was just about ready to charge in from third base.
Well, when you're going to have a guy in that close then, if you're the hitter, then I'd suggest you bunt the ball down to the other guy. Bunt it along first.
Not bunting at all.
Well, Lou does not like giving up outs. Lou, really, when you play for a guy like Lou Piniella, he gives you every opportunity in the world to swing the bat. Seldom does he take the bat out of your hand and ask you to do something else. You have plenty of opportunities to swing the bat for Lou.
Almost threw that one away. Palmeiro's one of those first basemen that usually doesn't stay anchored at the bag. He'll walk away from the bag, as he's doing now.
Moves around a lot, takes the lead with the runner.
Right.
You can see right there, and then as a pitcher comes set, then he moves back toward the bag.
One and one.
Not a bad idea. Gives the runner down there at first base something to think about. The only thing is when you get off the bag like that, and if they, I always kind of look for to kind of have a collision a little bit. When you have guys that throw at the first base a lot, you have the runner, the first baseman get off the bag, hit the first baseman's arm, his glove arm, as you go back to the bag. I mean, it's a little tough to catch the ball when someone's banging on your glove arm side.
How about you defensively? Did you like to play off the bag?
Yeah. I sure did, especially with good runners. Guys that you know that can steal a base. Guys that did not have good speed, they're not going to run anyway, unless the manager puts on a hit and run. I know one thing I like to do early in the game would be to hold a runner on that has, a great speed, a guy that you know is going to try to steal. Tell the pitcher, throw over here, and have him throw over to first base early in the game. And then later in the game, I'd tell the pitcher, if I holler, throw over here, go ahead and pitch. And you get down to a close ball game where you might have the runner at first base and have a speed guy on there, and he might be going, get down to a 2-2 pitch or a 3-2 pitch. Tell the pitcher, throw over here, and then have him come set and go to the plate. Invariably, that runner takes a step back to the bag, and he gets mad because now, he didn't get a good jump at first base.
Just off the inside corner. Good eye by Amaral. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Joey Cora next.
Well, the Mariners have a 1-run lead. Lou likes to play aggressively. 2-2 count. Here's an action pitch. You have a pitcher in the mound with good control. You have a guy at the plate you can hit and run with. You may send the runner. May have a hit and run right here.
And can hit behind the runner a lot.
That's right.
And does, but foul. Way back into the stands.
The thing that might be stopping Lou from doing that is exactly what Palmeiro is doing down there at first base. Giving the Mariners and Lou Piniella a different look, taking the lead with the runner and then moving back to the bag.
way inside. He's not sharp at all tonight.
No, Jimmy Key obviously has much better control than we had seen here this evening.
David Johnson done a great job with the Orioles this year and last year. So that's some great talent, though. Baltimore has beaten the Mariners 5 of 7 played this year. And a swing and a miss when they're going, and now they got him hung up, although the ball is kicked by Rebele. So back to first base, R.Davis. The Mariners get a break.
Second baseman Joey Cora.
There goes the strikeout. There's the throw down to second base. Not much on that throw. Yeah, the Mariners get a break, and that R.Davis goes back to first base and is not thrown out. Then again, had he continued,
he would have been safe at second.
It's safe at second. So I guess that's kind of a draw right there.
So here is Cora now with 1 out. And a bunt in the air, and a great catch by Hoyles, the catcher.
Joey's saying the ball, when he bunted it, hit the bill of his cap. Or of his helmet, rather. And now here comes Lou out. I don't know if the umpires saw that or not, but if it does hit his helmet or any part of his uniform, the ball technically is a dead ball.
That's correct, and the first base umpire, Dale Scott's not helping. Let's have a look. Let's see it here.
Shortstop Alex Rodriguez.
Well, I'll tell you.
It may have hit his helmet.
If it hit his helmet, it didn't look like it hit the bill. It looked like he might have hit the top.
The dome part,
yeah. The dome part, yeah. Anyway, he's out. So here's A-Rod. Defending American League batting champion. Chased bad ball that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. And of course his hero is down there at third base.
You know, when you have a pitcher like Jimmy Key who continually works outside, I'm surprised that more hitters don't get up on the plate just a little closer. Instead of having to reach so much for those pitches out there, that if you stood maybe 2 or 3 inches closer to the plate, that you might be able to handle that pitch that Key features on the outside portion. See how Alex has to lean out over the plate. He strides, and then he has his weight going forward like that to reach that pitch out there. Not just Alex, but I mean, I'm not talking about Jimmy Key. I see that done in baseball all the time. Hitters do not move around that much in the batter's box.
Chased a bad ball again. So Jimmy Key is out of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. The top of the order, Anderson, Rebele, and Palmeiro. When we come back, 3-2 Mariners.
In my day, we never had.
Southwest Airlines Vacations Day. That's when the Mariners take on the White Sox Saturday, 105. You could win one of 16 round-trip tickets on Southwest Airlines. The grand prize, a Southwest Airlines vacation for 2 to Phoenix, Arizona. At Southwest Airlines Vacations Day, Saturday at 105. And there are good seats still available. Call 622-HITS or stop by any Ticketmaster Ticket Center. So Brady Anderson wailing away at the first pitch again and fouling it away as we are in the 5th of a good ball game, 3-2 Mariners. That almost came back over the inside corner, not quite. And a number right back to the mound, and Olivares throws him out easily. Jeff Rebelway will be the hitter.
Jeff Rebelway.
Well, the Baltimore Orioles have proven that they know how to play this ball game. Good basic baseball already. That has resulted in 2 runs with a leadoff double. And little ground ball to the right side, moving the runner to third, and then a sacrifice fly, lead-off double in the third, a ground ball to first, and then a routine ground ball to shortstop, picking up the other. And there's a line shot. That's nothing routine about that. Just a bullet into the hole by Rebelay.
First baseman Rafael Palmeiro.
And here comes the struggling Rafael Palmeiro. A man of this stature only struggles for so long. And every time the Baltimore Orioles play the Texas Rangers, there's always that comparison of letting Palmeiro go to Baltimore as a free agent and Will Clark signing as a free agent after his days with San Francisco. And the numbers are pretty staggering in Palmeiro's favor since that trade was made. On the outside corner, 0-1. Palmeiro makes his, or at least did, I'm assuming he still has his home down in Arlington, Texas. Native of Cuba. One ball and one strike. I hope we both live to see the day when there's allowed the free flow of baseball talent between Cuba again and the United States. Of course, there are some over here.
Well, they have some excellent ball players that are in Cuba right now.
One ball and one strike. And a fly ball to center, and Jr. on his horse easily back over there to make the catch for the second out. Right now, let's go to the studio and Tom Glasgow, U.S. West Fox Sports Northwest update.
David, more action from Anaheim, where the Brewers are taking on the Angels. Bottom of the 5th, 2-2 game, 2 outs, 2 on for Dave Hollins, who doubles down the right field line. That scores Tony Phillips and Darren Erstad, making it 4-2 Anaheim. The next batter, Tim Salmon, would score single to score Dave Hollins to make it 5-2. Now 5-3. Back to Dave.
Geronimo Baroja, a wild swinger. Hit what looked like to be a routine pop-up, but it was not. Went for a double, leading off last inning. And Olivares wiggled off the hook. Two and 0.
You know, there are times when Baroja looks like he falls all over the batter's box, but the upper part of his body always stays in a very good position to hit. He may step in the bucket, but his top part of his body is always in a good hitting position.
Base hit into the gap. Over to shut it off is Amaral, and heading to third base. The throw is cut off. Heading to third base, Rebelay. So for the third consecutive inning, Olivares is struggling.
Just look at Baroja's top, his front shoulder, how it always stays right there. He may stride funny. Like I said, the top half of his body is always in a very strong hitting position. And he swings at just about everything. And can hit it, too. This guy can swing the bat.
Orioles about hit the Mariners 7-3. And this is B.J. Surhoff. In the dirt, and a good stop by Wilson. Saved a run. Olivares in his last outing, last Wednesday, 5 innings worth against the Boston Red Sox. DJ way outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
You know, earlier in this season, Mariners put on a pretty good winning streak. They had a great month of June, which they won 20 games. They had a lot of 2-out base hits. When your team is winning games like that of Baltimore, they somehow or another manage to get that 2-out base hit.
Two-0 pitch to B.J. Slapped upstairs foul, third base side. Olivares, originally in the St. Louis Cardinals system. B.J. a fly ball to Buhner right on the button, and Jay makes the one-handed catch. Man, line drive by Bordick to end the 4th. To Buhner, line drive by Surhoff to end the 5th. And 2 more are left aboard for the Baltimore Orioles. 3-2 Mariners.
Whether you aim for the whole city
Again, everybody, Rick Riz along with Ron Fairley. Omar Olivares has worked out of jams over the last 3 innings, Red.
Keep running that sinker low and outside, Olivares, and maybe they'll hit it on the ground at somebody.
The last couple of innings, line drive outs to Jay Buhner and right field to retire the side. The last 2 innings with the tying run over at third base. Here's Jr. to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. Griffey is 0 for 2. Low and outside, ball 1. Tonight's attendance, good crowd, 37,361. As the Mariners go over 2 million in attendance for the season.
I think that's great.
Isn't that something? Popped up right over our heads up here in the booth. I got it. I do get it. 1-1 on Junior. Look at this crowd. Over 37,000 tonight for a Tuesday night. This is a baseball town, folks. You know that. You've made it that way. Along with this organization to provide an exciting ball club to watch. Outside, ball 2. Ron Fairley, this is not a typical outing for Jimmy Key.
No, it's not. He's been struggling with his command of his pitches all evening long, but he's managed so far, with the exception of that pitch to Dan Wilson, to keep the Mariners off balance.
Like that pitch off the end of the bat to Junior. The count is even on Griffey at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, you just got through saying that this is a baseball town. I agree, because you put the kind of team on the field that the Mariners have right now, fans are going to come out and watch this kind of baseball.
Fly ball into the gap in left center. B.J. Surhoff with plenty of room out that way, and he makes the catch. 1 away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mariner Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. To remind you, it's time for a good old macro brew. By Al's Auto Supply, doing whatever it takes. And by the Boeing Company. Well, a young fan here at the Kingdome tonight, enjoying some of the fine fare. Welcome to the Kingdome. Edgar Martinez takes high and outside, ball 1.
We commented the last time that Edgar came to the plate that he had a stained bat. Well, Edgar went back to his old bat. Back to the model that he has used so effectively for so many years. But you're talking about the fans. You know, you've got to hand it to ownership of this franchise. They have gone out and they've spent an awful lot of money to give the fans a team that they can be very proud of.
High and outside, ball 3, 3-0. Without this current ownership group, this ball club would have been long gone years ago. Jimmy Key has thrown a lot of pitches. He is over 100 already, and Fred, we're only in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yep.
Fastball for a strike. 3-1. Edgar walked and scored in the 2nd. Key walked Edgar and Mike Flowers, and then Dan Wilson hit that 3-run home run to left field. Buhner's on deck. This is down and away, ball 4, so Edgar walks for the 2nd time.
Right fielder,
That's the 5th walk given up by Jimmy Key.
The most pitches that Jimmy Key has thrown this year, 122 pitches. And that was back against the Texas Rangers back on April 13th. And the catch right there, you saw Alan Mills, right-hander, starting to loosen up. So Jimmy Key is reaching critical numbers in terms of pitches thrown.
Here's Jay Buhner. Jay 1 for 2 with a single to center field in the 3rd inning. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Brett, if you beat the Baltimore Orioles, you got to beat them before the 7th or the 8th innings. They have the best bullpen in the American League.
Yeah, and they don't give up very many runs after the 7th inning.
Low and outside, ball 1, 1-1.
Well, you know, when you look at their lineup, I mean, you have Brady Anderson plays every day, Palmeiro plays every day, Baroa plays every day, B.J. Surhoff plays every day, Ripken plays every day.
Every day, every year.
Yeah, Boric plays every day. And so you don't need a lot of extra guys. In their bullpen, they have 8 relievers, 4 left-handers and 4 right-handers.
Out of play on the first base side, 1 and 2.
And that gives Davey Johnson, boy, that gives him some ammunition, because you're not going to pinch hit for Brady Anderson. You're not going to pinch hit for Palmeiro. You're not going to pinch hit for Ripken. You're not going to pinch hit for, for those guys. And so they play every day. Yeah, so he says, I don't need an extra player. Give me an extra pitcher or 2. Well, they have 12 pitchers on their staff.
1 on, 1 away, bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 Mariner lead. Outside, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jimmy Key. First pitch strikes tonight, 39%. That is way down.
Yeah,
way down for Jimmy Key.
Yeah, he's normally right around 65, 70%.
Yeah. The 2-2 to Bone. Swing and a miss. Took a big rip. Strike 3, 2 outs. Second time that Key has fanned Jay Buhner. Jimmy has 5 strikeouts.
Here comes a high fastball. You can see the swing by Jay Buhner.
1 on, 2 outs. Brings up first baseman Mike Flowers.
I just looking at the way that Flowers went after Jimmy Key that last at bat. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Flowers hit one hard to right field, right center right now.
He's walked twice. Ground ball right to the second baseman. Rebele has it. He'll go to second for the force on Edgar Martinez to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on after 5 innings of play. Mariners lead the Orioles 3-2. We'll head to the 6th after this word from Southwest Airlines. Top of the 6th inning here in the Kingdome. Mariners lead Baltimore by a score of 3-2. Omar Olivares has worked out of one jam after another over the last 3 innings. He's been able to come up with a big out. The Orioles have stranded 6 runners over the last 3 innings. Cal Ripken leads it off, and he fouls one. On the third base side, 0-1 on Ripken. 2,425th consecutive game played. for K.Griffey Jr. Streak started in May of 1982.
You can always tell how tight of a game and how nervous some players are. Count the sunflower seeds of the dugout down in the bullpen.
Down the left field line, a fair ball into the corner. The Orioles are going to have another leadoff double. It's their 4th of the game.
Boy, they keep applying the pressure, don't they?
They sure do.
Their 4th leadoff double in this game. And here you go, Harold Baines up there, and you know Harold's going to pull the ball. That'll move Ripken over to third. So here we go with another tough inning.
Baines 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Olivares sinks one away. Ball 1. Baines has grounded out to Cora at second. He's also bounced back to Olivares. That was a big out in the 4th inning, Red.
Yes, it was.
Baroja at third base and only 1 out at the time. Swing and a miss. 1-1 on Baines. Harold back in Baltimore for the 2nd time. Orioles 1 for 8 tonight with runners in scoring position. In the dirt, good stop by catcher Dan Wilson to keep Ripken at second base.
How good of a play was that?
Wow.
Dan caught that ball. Didn't block it. He caught this ball. See that ball come up into Dan's glove? Look at it from behind the mound. You can see where that pitch was, and Dan caught that ball. Boy, that came very, very close to being a wild pitch.
There's that experience of Dan's hockey days as a goalie. As a kid growing up in Chicago, played a lot of hockey, was a goalie. Ground ball off the glove of Alex Rodriguez into left field. Ripken goes to third, and Baines is safe at first base. First and third, and nobody out. I don't know if that ball took off on Alex or what.
Baines hits this ball hard, but certainly catchable by Alex. Alex went down to his knees and could not come up with it. And they're going to give Baines a base hit.
It's a break for the Orioles. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Left-hander Paul Spoljaric warming up down in the bullpen. Here's catcher Chris Hoyles. So once again, Olivares in another jam. Tying run at third. Sinker low to Hoyles. Ball 1.
And you have Hoyles up there, who has hit well against Mariner pitching this year.
1 for 1 with a double and a run scored in the third. Walked his last time up in the 4th inning. And low to the bases. Then Bordick lined out to Buhner in right field. Ball 2, 2-0.
We said at the very beginning of this telecast that if you're going to beat the Baltimore Orioles, you have to play a first-rate game. You can't let balls like the ball was hit to Alex, which was not an easy play. It was a tough play, but you have to make plays like that. If you're going to beat Baltimore, you have to make those plays.
Fouled away on the third base side, 2-1.
Now, I don't know how this game's going to end up. One team could win by 8 or 9 runs. I don't know. But when you're in a close ball game against good ball clubs, those are the kind of plays that you have to make.
Can't afford to make too many mistakes.
No, you can't, because they don't make very many mistakes.
There's lead 3-2 here in the 6th inning. The infielder's back looking for the double play ball. High ball 3, and Olivares is way behind Hoyles at 3-1. Omar had 2 rough starts early this year against the Orioles when he was with the Tigers. Mike Bordick's on deck. You have Baines at first and Ripken over at third base. Tough hitter at the plate in Hoyles. Fly ball into deep center field. Griffey going back to the 1-2 track. He makes the catch. Tagging and scoring from third is Ripken. It's a tie game at 3-3, but Jr. with a fine catch way back into center field. Hoyles with a sacrifice fly and a run batted in.
Look at this last pitch, 3-1 count. And there it is, a high fastball. Jr. tracking it and then playing it over the shoulder, and then will make the spin off of the wall and gunning it back into second base and keeping Harold Baines at first base.
Keeps the double play in order. Toss over to first, and Baines is back. 1 on, 1 out, 1 in. 3-3 tie, top of the 6th inning. Batter is shortstop Mike Bordick. Ball 1. Bordick 0 for 2. Turned out to be a huge out for Olivares in the 4th inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Bordick lined out to Jay Buhner in right field to retire the side. Throw again to first base, and Baines is back one more time.
Wonder why good teams win so many close games is because they're able to do all of the little things to win games. Orioles now have scored 3 times after the leadoff double.
1-1 on Bordick. Move runners along, sacrifice bunts, sacrifice flies. There's a look at the Lions score. Birds with a run here in the 6th inning to tie things up at 3-3. Mariners picked up their 3 runs in the bottom half of the 2nd on a 3-run home run by Dan Wilson. Ground ball, foul. 1-2. Omar Olivares at 80 pitches for the ball game. Picked up Olivares from Detroit for Scott Sanders on July the 18th. And 2 minor leaguers. Low ball 2. 2-2. Low and outside, another good stop by catcher Dan Wilson. Full count, 3-2. And he keeps Baines over at first base. So Dan has been busy tonight.
Look at his last pitch. Dan Wilson looked like he may have blocked that with his shin guard. I don't know whether that got the glove or not. But Dan quickly to his feet in the event that Baines tried to go to second.
Throw to first as Baines gets back. Runner goes, pitch is up and in for ball 4. And Olivares didn't like that pitch as soon as he threw it.
And that may be all for Olivares.
Lou Piniella has made the call for the left-hander Paul Spoljaric. And Spoljaric will make his Mariner debut here in the Kingdom. As a member of the Mariners, he made his Mariner debut on the road a few days ago against the Brewers at County Stadium in Milwaukee. So that's it for Omar Olivares. Runners at first and second, 1 out in a 3-3 tie. And Paul Spoljaric, the left-hander, comes in from the bullpen. So here he is, coming over from the Blue Jays along with Mike Timlin in that trade for Jose Cruz Jr. 3-3 tie. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this timeout. Ball game at 3 apiece, top of the 6th inning, but the Orioles have runners at first and second with 1 out. And there is Omar Olivares out of the ball game after 5 1/3 innings.
And you can see that Nardi Contreras giving him some encouragement, also talking about the pitching as you look at Olivares' numbers on the game. 5 1/3 innings that he went. And now here is Spoljaric.
Brady Anderson pops it up into shallow left center field. That's going to be trouble. A-Rod going back, makes the catch, throws back to second base. They will double up Harold Baines to retire the side. Holy smoke, what a play by Alex Rodriguez. Over his shoulder, he makes the catch. Baines thought it was going to fall in. A-Rod turns around and he throws the ball back to Joey. That's it for the Birds in the 6th inning. What a play, Red.
Outstanding play by Alex. And the throwback gets the runner at second base.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, still tied at 3.
Whether you search the whole city, just your local area, or the nation, find just the right information.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning thanks to a great play by Alex Rodriguez. 2 on, 1 out at the time. At the top of the 6th inning, Brady Anderson pop up. Left center field. Great catch by A-Rod, and he doubles up. Harold Baines at second base to retire the side. We have a new pitcher for Baltimore. Right-hander Alan Mills on in relief to start the bottom of the 6th inning, facing catcher Dan Wilson. The count is 0-1 on Wilson.
Well, we were talking about the Orioles bullpen, and certainly it's been outstanding. The last 10 games, as you look at Mills' numbers, the last 10 games, the Orioles bullpen has given up only 3 runs in 30 innings. And those are the numbers right there for Alan Mills.
Breaking ball is down and away. Ball 2, 2-1. Dan Wilson with a big hit in this ball game, a 3-run home run.
Mills is the kind of pitcher, though, that the Mariners can hit. He's a fastball pitcher. He's got a good fastball, and he's going to give it to you to hit, too.
Ground ball. Second baseman Rebele playing deep. The throw to first is in time to get Wilson one away.
Yeah, Rebele's playing halfway in right field.
Third baseman R.Davis.
Great pitching by the Orioles all season long, read by the starters and the guys down in the pen.
Yeah, their bullpen leads the major league. ERA at 2.65. Starters are very good also. And that's why they've got a good ball club. First of all, the lineup that they put in the field, they can hit, they're going to score some runs, they're going to hit some home runs. But it's the pitching staff that I think that really sets up that whole ball club. It's a very well-balanced team.
Yeah, and they play solid defense. Here's third baseman R.Davis. High and outside, ball 1.
Talk about playing in the AstroTurf. Look where Jeff Rebele is playing. He's playing in shallow right field.
Davis 0 for 2. There's Rebele. A good 4 steps out there in shallow right. 1-1 on Davis. One and 2. Russ safe on a throwing error by shortstop Mike Bordick in the 4th. He's also popped up to Rebele at second base. Sliders on the outside corner for strike 3. 2 outs for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, kids 14 and under, here's your chance to leg one out on the Kingdome AstroTurf following the Mariners White Sox game this Sunday at 5:05. All kids are invited onto the field to run around the bases courtesy of Hewlett-Packard. Each youngster completing a trip around the diamond will receive a certificate commemorating their accomplishment. For tickets, call 622-HITS or stop by any Ticketmaster Ticket Center. Left fielder Rich Amaral. A strike at the knees, 0-1. Rich 0 for 1. He struck out in the 4th. He walked back in the 2nd inning. Ground ball, Rebele backhands at second to retire the side. 1-2-3 for the Mariners in the bottom of the 6th inning. After 6 innings of play, Mariners 3 and the Orioles 3.
Timeout.
You know, I don't... Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By the Discover Card, proud partner of the Smithsonian's 150th anniversary. And by U.S. West Decks, your directory expert with more ways to find what you're looking for. Top of the 7th inning, Mariners and the Orioles all tied at 3 apiece. Jeff Rabelais, a strike 0-1. Rabelais is 1 for 3 with a single, but it was an infield out that helped the Orioles score a run back in the 3rd inning. Outside ball 1-1-1. Paul Spoljaric on in relief, and he got 2 outs with 1 pitch in the top of the 6th inning. Spoljaric coming over from the Blue Jays along with Mike Timlin. Right before the trading deadline, there's a change low. Ball 2-2-1.
See Spoljaric's numbers on the season. ERA very good, 3.12.
Two and two. I like this kid, Spoljaric, from Kelowna, BC. He said years ago when he was a youngster, he tried to see a Mariner game one time with his class at school, but they read the schedule wrong. He thought he was coming to see a home game, and they were looking at the road part of the schedule, so the Mariners were out of town. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Spoljaric striking out Jeff Rabelais. 1 out for the Birds here in the 7th inning.
Nothing fancy about this pitch. All this is just nothing but a fastball thrown right on by Rabelais. A 2-2 fastball out over the plate, and Rabelais a little bit tardy on that swing.
I was just talking to Paul before the ball game about his style of pitching. He said exactly what you just said. He says, I'm nothing fancy. I just go right after the hitters. Rafael Palmeiro, ball 1. Rafi is 0 for 2. Had an RBI with a sacrifice fly in the first. He's also struck out. He's also flown out to Junior in center. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. A whole different look down at the bullpen for this ball club. It happened at the end of the road trip right before the trading deadline. Mariners getting 3 new pitchers. Popped up into shallow left field. Rich Amaral comes in. He's there, and he's got it 2 away. Well, the Milwaukee Brewers arrive in the Kingdome for a 2-game series beginning 1 week from tonight at 7:05 with Half Price Family Night presented by KBSG Oldies 97.3. All tickets except box seats are available for half off the adult price. The series wraps up next Tuesday at 3:35 in the afternoon with a U.S. Bank Mariner Matinee presented by the Puget Sound Business Journal. Good seats are still available. Call 622-HITS or stop by any Ticketmaster Ticket Center. Geronimo Baroja, ball 1. Now the Orioles right fielder. 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Ball 2. 3-3 tie here in the 7th inning. 2 outs for the Orioles.
Baroja, a better fastball hitter than he is an off-speed or breaking ball hitter. Keeps that bat very active up there at the plate.
Throw him a swing and a miss.
Yeah, throw him a fastball. Look how he swings at it.
Yeah.
It just throw him a fastball anywhere near the strike zone. And I'm telling you, that bat's moving.
Doesn't get cheated.
No, he doesn't.
Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Gives him another fastball. Good location down and away.
Look where this last pitch was located. The target by Dan Wilson. Right there at the target, isn't it?
You bet. Change up, bounced into the hole at short, backhanded by A-Rod. Fires the first low, and it skips on by Blowers. Backed up on the play by the catcher, Dan Wilson. Rojas safe at first base. On an air. Throwing air by shortstop Alex Rodriguez.
Look at this throw one more time. Nothing. You know, you look at that, kind of reminds you of the throw that Alex made the other day in Boston. See Flowers trying to make the scoop. Unable to do so. See Dan Wilson backing up. That kept Baroja right at first base. So something unusual. We haven't seen Alex throw the ball away that much, have we?
There's B.J. Surhoff. Ball one. No, we haven't.
Well, now you got to get 4 outs in an inning.
Surhoff is 1 for 3.
Yeah, technically you get 3 outs in an inning, but certainly if you make the accurate throw, the inning would be over.
Now you got to get 4.
Now you got you got that extra at bat.
Swing and a miss. Surhoff fooled on that pitch, down and away, off speed. And against a good ball club like this, you just can't afford to give.
You're flirting with trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, the Orioles that extra out. Three tie. Swing and a miss by Surhoff. 1 and 2. I like the way Spoljaric changes speeds.
Well, I tell you what, Surhoff has not had a good swing up there yet, which tells me that Spoljaric, left-hand hitters, maybe not pick the ball up very well off this guy.
Surhoff just kind of waves at that pitch. Baroja lead at first base with 2 outs, 37,000 plus. Welcoming Paul Spoljaric to Seattle. Fouls it away, and it's still 1 and 2 on Surhoff. Didn't get a good cut at that pitch either. Welcome to Seattle, Paul Spoljaric, Mike Timlin, Heathcliff Slocum, Omar Olivares, Felipe Lira, all the newcomers. That's half the staff.
Just about.
Over the last couple of weeks.
It certainly has.
1 on, 2 away. 3-3 tie. Strike 3 called. He got him looking with that pitch on the outside corner to retire the side. What a job by Paul Spoljaric. Welcome to Seattle. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, all even. The Mariners 3, the Orioles 3.
Not in the house.
3-3. Al's Auto Supplies presents Whatever It Takes. Great efforts in Mariner baseball. How about this effort by Joey Cora back on May the 10th at Camden Yards in Baltimore. A leadoff home run and then a double in the 4th inning. 8 consecutive hits for Joey Cora, ties the Mariner club record along with K.Griffey Jr., Darnell Coles, and Harold Reynolds.
Well, he'd love to get a base hit right here, pick up his 2nd hit of the game. Game tied at 3.
Joey is 1 for 3 with a single back in the 2nd. Fastball by Alan Mills finds the outside corner, 0-1. What a game, Red.
Davey Johnson thinking ahead, has a couple of pitchers loosening up in the bullpen in the event that Cora should get on.
Checks his swing. Does it go? He did not. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander Jesse Orozco.
And more than likely he would come in the game to face K.Griffey Jr. And then you have Terry Matthews, the right-hander, loosening up. We said the Orioles have 4 left-handers in the bullpen and 4 right-handers. A lot of moves for Davey Johnson.
Bounced into the hole and threw a base hit for Joey Cora to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Holy smoke, this guy has been something all season long. Joey with a 2nd base hit. He's got his fans out here one more time. He's got a lot of fans here every night. Joey came into the ball game batting .329.
Yeah, and hitting extremely well against Baltimore this year. That flat-footed stance and the scope by Joey Cora. That is the 16th hit against Oriole pitching this year. Coming into the game, batting .483 against the Orioles.
More Cora fans here at the Kingdome tonight. Joey Cora A leadoff single represents the go-ahead run on at first base.
Now, do you have Alex sacrifice? Do you see the hit and run? I don't know. Let's find out what Lou has in mind. And here's the fun part of the game right now.
A-Rod is 0 for 3. He has a lot of room on the right side of the infield between Rebele and Palmeiro. But you've got a close ball game. It's tied at 3. You've got a heck of a bullpen down there in Baltimore, and now the improved bullpen for the Mariners. Let's see if Lou goes for a run here and sacrifices, or allows A-Rod to swing away, possibly with a hit and run. Going to let him swing, and he takes a pitch, ball 1.
Wait to see how the count goes. McLaren going through some signs. Alex checking in at third base with McLaren. Cora doing the same thing. This is the fun part of the game right here.
Sure is.
Action in the bullpen.
Slider on the outside corner, 1-1. Mills staying away.
Missed inside of the fastball. Came back with a breaking ball for a strike. And they're shading Alex Anderson in center field. Shading Alex into right center field. Big room out there in left center field.
Go to first base, and Joey gets back.
Which kind of tells me that they're going to throw Alex away, aren't they? They're going to pitch him hard stuff away. If you're going to play him over that direction.
A lot of room on the infield on the right side.
Certainly you're not going to be throwing him off speed stuff if you're going to play your center fielder over into right center field.
Something he could drive them that way. Alan Mills in relief of starter Jimmy Key in the bottom of the 6th inning. Joey at lead at first base. Big swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes.
And yet there it was, the breaking ball. See, if you're going to play, like I say, it doesn't make much sense if you're going to play your center fielder around into right center field, then throw him off speed pitches, where now you've got the left fielder that has to cover half of the diamond. But he got away with it.
A-Rod 1 for 3 against Alan Mills. Ground ball taken by Bordick. He'll go to second base for the force on Joey Cora. 1 away. Fielder's choice for Alex Rodriguez. 1 on, 1 out. Go ahead run is still on at first base. Brings up K.Griffey Jr. And here comes manager Davey Johnson out of the dugout. He's got the left-hander Orozco ready, and the call has been made for the southpaw Jesse Orozco, with Jr. due up next. So as the change is made, stay with us. We've got a 3-3 tie. We'll be back after this timeout.
Sports update. The Yankees looking for their 3rd straight win, taking on the Royals in Kansas City. Top of the 1st, Tino doubling down the right field line, scoring another former Mariner, Luis Sojo. 1-0 New York. Tino with his 101st run batted in. Same frame, Paul O'Neill doing a great job going with a pitch, singling up the middle. That scores Bernie Williams and Tino to make it 3-0 Yankees. Later in the game, watch Royals catcher Mike Sweeney point to the dirt. Kevin Appier says, yeah, I can throw it in the dirt as well. The wild pitch to Bernie Williams. Sojo scores, and the Yankees go on to beat the Royals 4-1 in Kansas City. Back to the Kingdome and Mr. Rick Rick.
And here in the Kingdome, the Mariners and the Orioles are tied at 3-3. Mariners have a runner at first and Alex Rodriguez with 1 out. And due up next is K.Griffey Jr. Here's left-hander Jesse Orozco on in relief.
Look at the numbers for Jesse Orozco this year. Appears in 47 games so far, 3-3 record, ERA, very good, 2.34. And the innings pitched, hits, strikeouts, walks, and home runs allowed. He faces primarily left-handed batters, and Griffey has had some success hitting against Jesse Orozco. As you can see, 7 for 16. That pencils out to a .438 average against Jesse Orozco. Orozco is not easy to hit. He has a nice little breaking ball, and if you're not careful, he can jam you with that fastball. Good athlete. In fact, he might be the best athlete out there in the field. That's how good he is. You know, he's a young man that I know quite a bit about. If you wanted to, now I know he's left-handed, but you could put him in the infield to play. He is a good athlete.
He's been around a long time, so that says something about Jesse Orozco.
Good competitor, too.
A lot of years with the Mets. He faces K.Griffey Jr. with the go-ahead run at first base and Alex Rodriguez. Jr. is 0 for 3. He has 33 home runs on the season, third in the American League. Toss over to first base. Alex gets back with a short dive.
Yeah, the left-hander is giving you that look to the plate, look over at first base, the high leg kick, step about halfway toward the rubber, halfway toward the mound, and fire that ball over there.
A lot of different looks. 1 on, 1 away. Another move to first base.
You also have speed at first base. Alex with 22 stolen bases. Remember the game that we played earlier this year?
Yes.
Where Alex took over, hit that ground ball up the middle that was normally a single, turned that into a double, and then stole third base when he had Orozco out there on the mound. So Jesse very much aware of the speed of Alex Rodriguez.
Junior fouls it away. 0-1.
This is where the Mariners need Junior to step up. He is 0 for 3 tonight, but now you're getting to the point now where the game is getting to be on the line. And Junior, the Mariners need you to step up to the plate, pal.
Here's where the great players.
That's right. Here's where great
make something happen.
That's right. Well, obviously Junior can do that.
102 RBIs. Leads baseball. Another great year for Griffey. Throw behind him all the way to the backstop, and A.Rod gets down to second base. Orozco throws a pitch in behind K.Griffey Jr. The go-ahead run is in scoring position. Holy smoke.
Just a little inside.
Just a little bit of, yeah. And then
look where this one goes. Where was...
Whoa.
Jesse, where were you throwing that one? Davey Johnson said, where'd that pitch come from?
Davey can't believe it. Now a base hit here gives the Mariners a lead. Orioles out to have a quick talk with Jesse Orozco. I think Jesse tried to put a little bit too much on that one.
Well, he says, I'm not going to leave this one in the middle of the plate.
He didn't. A wild pitch. A-Rod at second base. And that takes away the double play chance. Junior batting .350 with runners in scoring position. Inside. Ball 2. But that pitch was in front of Griffey. 3-3 tie. Junior with 102 RBIs right behind him. Tino at 101 for the Yankees. Frank Thomas of the White Sox, and then Tim Salmon of Anaheim. A little over 90. Orozco, a little turn and look as A-Rod gets back to second base.
Now remember, in Baltimore, Alex stole third base in a situation just like this.
The guy that's keeping an eye on Alex is third baseman K.Ripken Jr. He's playing way off that third base line with Jr. up there. Look how far Ripken is away from third base. High ball 3. 3-1.
I think Orozco's in the game just to pitch to K.Griffey Jr. Because if after Jr. hits, I think Davey Johnson is going to go to the bullpen and bring in a right-hander to face Edgar Martinez.
1 on, 1 away. 3-3 tie. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Junior calls time. Roscoe doesn't always show you the fastball when he's behind in the count. He'll throw that breaking pitch anytime. The fastball, though, swung on and missed, and the count is full at 3-2.
Was that pitch a strike, or was that just a little bit up out of the strike zone?
A little bit up.
Look at where you see this pitch is. That might have been ball 4. So Jr. got one more strike on which to work. Chance for one more swing.
37,000 plus tonight here in the Kingdome, making some noise. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, 2 away. So Roscoe comes back to strike out K.Griffey Jr. Davy Johnson has the right-hander Terry Matthews ready. And here comes Davy. And that will be it for the left-hander Jesse Orozco. So Terry Matthews comes on in relief, runner at second and 2 outs. Now let's go to the studio and Tom Glasgow for a U.S. West Fox Sports Northwest update.
All right, Rick, it's the Indians and Tigers in Detroit. 6'8" Jeff Juden getting the start for Cleveland after being acquired from the Expos last weekend. The Juden faithful watched their main man get into trouble in the second. That walk to Matt Wahlbeck loaded the bases for Davy Cruz, and Cruz controls Juden on this pitch with the single that scores the always svelte Bob Hamlin and Damian Easley to make it 2-1 Tigers. Bottom of the 4th, and it's Travis Fryman breaking the tie. Fryman with a single, scoring Wahlbeck 3-2 Tigers. Now that lead didn't last long. Top of the 5th, Manny Ramirez showing off his considerable power. Another solo home run to make it a 3-3 game. Bottom of the 7th, and how about another solo shot? This one off the bat of Phil Nevin to make it 5-3 Tigers. Watch it do some destruction to the sign right there. Detroit holds on for a 2-run win, 6-4 the final, as the Indians' lead over the Brewers now stands at 3 games. In Anaheim, the Brewers taking on the Angels. Angels leading at 6-5 in the top of the 8th. Back to the Kingdome and Rick Ribbs.
Well, the Mariners and the Orioles are still tied at 3-3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 on and 2 outs. Let's take a look at some of the other scores. Courtesy of Eagle Hardware and Garden. Toronto in Minnesota. The Blue Jays win at 8-3. White Sox shut out the A's in Oakland 3-0. Doug Drabeck with the win for the White Sox. Yankees win in Kansas City 4-1. Red Sox tee off on Texas and win 17-1 at the ballpark in Arlington. And here it's a 3-3 tie. The new pitcher for the Orioles, right-hander Terry Matthews. Mariners have the go-ahead run at second base and Alex Rodriguez.
See the numbers for Terry Matthews, making his 39th appearance of the year. A winning record and an ERA of under 3.5. As we said, the Orioles bullpen has given up just 3 runs in the last 31 and 2/3 innings that they've been out there on the mound covering the last 11 games.
Yeah, their bullpen has done a great job all season long. Edgar Martinez, a .428 hitter against Terry Matthews, 3 for 7. A-Rod, the lead run at second base. Fastball is up high. Ball 1. Edgar is 0 for 1. He has walked twice. He's also popped up to Rebele at second base. Calls time and steps out. Just looking for a base hit right here that would give the Mariners a lead. Edgar has 18 home runs for the year. He had 2 on the last road trip. 1-1. Here are the numbers on the Orioles bullpen this year. Look at these ERAs.
Look at those ERAs that you see down there with Myers and Orozco, Rhodes, and also Benitez. These guys can get you out.
Low and outside, ball 2. 2-1. Joey Cora led off the inning with a base hit, was forced at second. A fielder's choice by Alex Rodriguez. Went to second on a wild pitch. Down and away again. Ball 3. 3-1 in Edgar. Contact for the Mariners right fielder Jay Buhner. The 3-1 pitch is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Full count, 3-2.
Awful close. I don't think that was a strike.
Chris Hoyles got that strike for Terry Matthews.
Yeah, one of those National League strikes right there.
All the way off the screen behind home plate. Still 3-2.
Time the Mariners had a man in scoring position was back in the 3rd inning. They have not had that many opportunities tonight to score. All the runs came on a 3-run homer by D.Wilson back in the 2nd inning.
They took advantage of a couple of walks given up by Jimmy Key, and then Dan had that home run to left field. The 3-2 to Edgar. Strike 3 called at the knees, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and a man left on in scoring position. After 7 innings of play, still tied at 3-3. It is. Which Mariner hitter holds the club record for most walks in a game? The answer is Tino Martinez had 5 walks in a game back in 1993. Against the Blue Jays in Toronto. A 10-inning ball game. Tino walked 5 times. Top of the 8th inning, all tied at 3. K.Griffey Jr. leads it off, and he takes a strike from Paul Spoljaric. All even at 3. Ripken has 2 hits. Check swing on the breaking ball. Did he go? He did not. Field down to first base umpire Dale Scott. Ball 1. 1-1. Ripken singled in the 4th, doubled, and he scored a run in the 6th inning. 1-2. And it seems like when Spoljaric needs to, he could put a little something extra on the fastball. As you take a look at Bobby Ayala, who begins to warm up down in the pen.
Well, he can. And, you know, in talking to the guys that warm Spoljaric up down in the bullpen, they say his ball really has great movement to it, and he can rush the ball up there. He's got a 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball.
The 1-2 to Ripken. Breaking ball is popped up into right field. Jay Buhner makes the easy catch. 1 out for the Orioles here in the 8th inning. Well, Henry Weinhardt invites you to enter the 4th leg of the Hit the Road with the Mariners contest. The latest Hit the Road contest will take you and a friend to Los Angeles for the Mariners-Dodgers series August the 30th and the 31st. The package includes round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and game tickets. To enter, pick up an entry form wherever Henry Weinhardt is displayed at participating retailers throughout the Puget Sound. Here's Harold Baines. Ball 1. Baines 1 for 3 with a single in the 6th inning. Some of the Sox players, White Sox players, weren't too happy when the White Sox traded Baines away to Baltimore. Ozzie Guillen took a bat to a TV set. Wasn't real thrilled at some of the moves the White Sox have made the past few days. Fly ball into right field. Down the line, Joey Cora out, Buhner in, Jay's there, he's got it 2 away. What a job by left-hander Paul Spoljaric in relief.
Well, he came in the 6th inning and had a couple of men on base, and on one pitch got Brady Anderson to hit a soft looper into shallow left field, and Rodriguez went back, made a good play to catch the ball, and then doubled Harold Baines off of second base. And should have had a 1-2-3 inning in the 7th inning. But an error forced him to pitch to a 4th batter in the inning, and he's retired the first 2 batters that he's faced here in the 8th inning.
Here's Chris Hoyles. Hoyles has doubled and scored. Ball 1. Paul Spoljaric making his 2nd appearance in relief for the Mariners since coming over from the Blue Jays. He was excited about this ball game. He said, let's get going. I can't wait to get in there and face these guys. Talking about Baltimore.
Well, he's not afraid of them.
Changes away. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. In Toronto, his nickname was Dirt Dog, because no matter what the situation, Cito Gaston would give him the baseball, and it was his job just to go out there and any type of situation and get hitters out. Dan Plesac gave him the nickname this year, Dirt Dog. Out of play on the first base side, 2-1. Says, I don't care how Lou uses me. Says, I just want the baseball, whatever situation. My job is just to go out there and get some outs for my ball club. Lou's got to love that attitude.
Yes, he does. I was laughing with Lou the off day yesterday. He says he may swing by the auto parts store, and he says, buy me some seat belts. And he
Keep
says,
strapped down there.
yeah, he says, come the 7th, 8th, 9th inning. He says, I just made put down some seat belts and hook myself in.
Fastball misses away, not by much. Just a bit outside. Ball 3, 3-1. And on deck is Mike Border. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 8th, 3-3 tie. A little bit low, ball 4. So Hoyles with a 2-out walk here in the 8th inning. That's the first walk given up by Spoljaric.
Well, that's not a bad move right there, because you know Hoyles has a tendency to beat the Mariners, and he beat them with a long ball. Remember, he had a grand slam here last year, or year before anyway, and he's hit a couple home runs against them this year. And I think that Spoljaric would rather go after Bordick than he would give anything good for Hoyles to hit.
Mike Bordick fouls away the first pitch, 0-1. That's I think was the direction the Mariners took with Omar Olivares facing Hoyles, with runners at 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs in the 4th inning. They pitched Hoyles carefully, eventually walked him on a 3-2 pitch. And then Bordick lined out to Buhner in right field to retire the side. There's tonight's starter, Omar Olivares, who went 5 1/3 innings. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 2 on Bordick. 0-2. Paul Spoljaric with 2 strikeouts in relief. He's done a great job getting the final 2 outs in the 6th. And now he has 2 outs here in the 8th. Dan Wilson, a reminder, keep it down. Bounces the pitch, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Rick, you announced that 37,361 fans are in attendance here this evening. I don't know if anyone's left this ballpark yet.
No.
This is a heck of a ball game right here with 2 very good teams.
They're going to stick around for the last pitch of this one. 1 on, 2 away. The 1-2 to Bordick. Popped up into right field. Jay Buhner's going to put it away. He does, and then retires the side. Jay Buhner with all 3 putouts here in the top of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Our score, the Mariners 3 and the Orioles 3. Brought to you by Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything. By Miller Genuine Draft to remind you it's time for a good old macro brew. And by today's manufactured home, built for living, built for life. We have a new catcher for the Baltimore Orioles. As you see the score, we have a 3-3 tie going to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Lenny Webster is the new catcher, replacing Chris Hoyles. So Webster catching. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, Mariners to send up Jay Buhner, Mike Blowers, and Dan Wilson. Right-hander Terry Matthews in relief. He got the final out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jay is 1 for 3 with a single into center field. Ball 1.
Jay with a couple of hits in 9 at-bats against Matthews in his career.
Fastball is a little bit alone outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Mariner bullpen is busy one more time. Left-hander Norm Charlton begins to warm up. Inside and high on Buhner. Ball 3, 3-0. On deck for the Mariners, first baseman Mike Blowers. Davey Johnson back on the phone one more time. His bullpen gets ready. Strike at the knees, 3-1.
3-0 count. That time Matthews came back with an off-speed pitch.
Armando Benitez warming up down in the bullpen for the Orioles. Popped up into shallow center. Late start by Brady Anderson coming in. He's there and makes the catch. 1 out. Brings up first baseman Mike Blowers. Well, the Discover card looks back at our national pastime. Back in 1935, Joe DiMaggio highlighted an MVP year in the Coast League with a .398 batting average, 34 home runs, a league-leading 154 runs batted in. Look at the runs scored, 18 triples. He helped the San Francisco Seals take the PCL title that season. Joe DiMaggio,
and then he
all-time greats.
Followed that year with taking the Yankees to the World Series in 1936.
Paul Sorrento is out to pinch hit for Mike Blowers. Batting .273, 21 home runs and 56 runs batted in. So here is Paul Sorrento to pinch hit for Mike Blowers. There's a sign way up there above the bleachers in right field down the line. It says Sorrento. And the second 0 in Sorrento is a bullseye, a target. And if Paulie hits that,
if he hits that, they give him the kingdom.
That would be about a 700-foot shot down the right field line. Swing and a foul back. 0-1. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th inning, all tied at 3. 1 for 2. Sorrento against Matthews, and that one hit a home run. So Sorrento will stay in the ball game to play first base for Blowers. Chopped up the first base line. Over is Palmeiro. He'll underhand to Matthews at the bag for the out on Sorrento. 2 outs for the Mariners here in the 8th inning. Brings up catcher Dan Wilson. Well, could Dan do it one more time? He did it early in the game back in the 2nd. What did he do? Well, he hit a 3-run home run. That was his 9th home run of the season. Dan is 1 for 3 tonight after the home run. He has blown out to Baroja in right field. He's also grounded out to Rebele at second base. Home run by Wilson back in the 2nd was his 9th of the year. Fly ball deep to right field. Can he do it again? Baroja going back. No, he makes the catch in front of the wall for out number 3. Good ride the other way, but not deep enough, and that's it for the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th, still tied. Mariners 3, the Orioles 3.
Sports update. It's the Brewers and Angels in Anaheim. Top of the 9th, 2 out. Brewers down 6-5. Jeff Cirillo facing Troy Percival. And that's your ball game. Percival striking out Cirillo. Percival getting his 17th save. Angels back in first, at least for now. Back to the Dome and Rick Ritz.
Well, the Mariners need a win tonight to stay tied for the top spot of the West. The Angels win 6-5 at home against Milwaukee. Here it's a 3-3 tie as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Some changes for the Mariners. Paul Sorrento, a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 8th. plays first base here in the top of the 9th inning. And the new pitcher for the Mariners will be left-hander Norm Charlton.
And the numbers on Charlton, making his 51st appearance of the year. He has 14 saves for the Mariners this season, and he will be facing Brady Anderson here, the leadoff batter for the Orioles. A left-handed batter followed by a right-handed batter, and then Rafael Palmeiro, a left-handed batter.
So Brady Anderson to lead things off. Anderson is 1 for 8 against Norm Charlton. Great job by Paul Spoljaric in relief. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Just kind of a wave by Anderson at that pitch.
That's why I don't like throwing Brady Anderson a first pitch fastball. That's what he's geared for.
1 for 3 tonight. Swung on and missed. And Charlton jumps out in front of the count on Brady. No balls and 2 strikes. Activity down in the Baltimore bullpen. Left-hander Randy Myers begins to warm up. Myers has 31 saves. Fastball is inside. A ball and 2 strikes. Down and away, ball 2. 2-2. Swing and a miss and a splitter. Strike 3. Norm Charlton striking out Brady Anderson. 1 away for the Orioles here in the 9th inning.
You can see Brady Anderson looking for anything but that pitch, as Brady just waved at this split finger and was fooled badly. 1 away.
Brings up second baseman Jeff Rabelais. He threw Anderson 2 nasty splitters. Rabelais is 1 for 4 with a run batted in. Strike on the outside corner.
Lou made a point the other day that by getting the arms that the Mariners did in these recent trades and getting Spoljaric, Timlin, and then Heathcliff Slocum, it just might improve Norm Charlton and Bobby Ayala, taking the pressure off of them down there in the bullpen.
Yeah. He goes to 0-2 on Rabelais. This guy did an incredible job for the ball club. Second half of the '95 season. Little chopper back toward the mound, picked up by the Sheriff, and he gets Rabelais at first base. So quickly, 2 down for the Orioles here in the 9th inning. Norm Charlton makes quick work of Brady Anderson with a strikeout, and Rabelais with a little bouncer back to the mound. That'll bring up Rafael Palmeiro. This guy is one battler. It's been a tough year for Norm Charlton, but he hasn't given up.
You know, he is a left-handed pitcher, which, you know, that's a premium. I mean, everybody needs left-handers. He still throws the ball at 93, 94 miles an hour. It's just that he's had a year whenever he makes a mistake, they hit him.
He's got 2 quick outs. Goes to 1-0 on Rafael Palmeiro.
Then, too, Norm has made some bad pitches this year. There's no question about that. But he still has a good fastball. And I think he can get guys out. He's just having that rut that he's in right now.
He's showing a good splitter tonight against Baltimore. He falls behind Palmeiro, 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, you're in that part of the lineup where the guys can take you deep. I mean, these are the guys that are really dangerous.
Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. Just 2 for 14 against Norm Charlton. Way up high. Ball 3. 3-1. And on deck is Geronimo Baroja. 3-3 tie. 9th inning. 2 outs for Baltimore. Strike 2 called in the outside corner. Full count. 3-2. And what a lift this would be for the Sheriff, for Norm Charlton, if he could come back and get Palmero and take care of the Birds. 1, 2, 3 here in the 9th inning. Everybody on their feet. 37,000 plus. The 3-2 pitch. Fly ball to the center. Griffey going back. He's gonna get it. In front of the warning track, he makes the catch to retire the side. And what a job by the Sheriff, Norm Charlton. Holy smoke, what a ball game. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, tied. The Mariners 3, the Orioles 3.
August 19th is day 1 when FX premieres. The
9th inning, all tied up at 3. Any old type of run will win it. 37,361 tonight here at the Kingdome for the opening game of this 8-game homestand. Game 1 of 2 against Baltimore. What a ball game tonight. Russ Davis will lead things off in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Red, this guy has been a hero in the bottom of the 9th inning 3 times this year with a game-winning hit.
Well, indeed he has, and generally it's been early in the count. We have seen him swing numerous times this year, and every one of those, I think, were balls that were hit the other way, too.
Well hit ball, straight away center field. Brady Anderson back. Goodbye baseball. It's over. Holy smoke. Russ Davis does it again with a game-winning home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. 4th time that Davis has won a game in the 9th. 3rd time via the long ball. Mariners win it 4-3 over the Baltimore Orioles and win game 1 of the 2-game series. And this crowd is going bunzo. Davis with his 17th home run of the season. That's the 3rd time that Davis has won the game with a home run. Holy smoke, what a win. What a game. The Mariners beat Baltimore 4-3.
If you didn't like this game tonight, I don't think you like baseball. What a game. What a great job by the bullpen. What a great job by Spojard. What a great job and a great win for Norm Charlton. That's going to help his confidence.
Norm Charlton gets the win in relief. The Sheriff was outstanding in the 9th inning. And how about newcomer Paul Spojard going 2 2/3 shutout innings without giving up a base hit as well. A smile on everybody's face here at the Kingdome. Russ Davis, with the game on the line, loves that arena. He loves that platform, and he wins the game with a home run in the bottom of the 9th inning to straightaway center field. And here it is one more time in red. He went after the first pitch.
Nothing new about that, and nothing new about him hitting a home run. Brady Anderson went all the way back to the wall, but ran out of room.
What a ball game. And Russ Davis is tonight's BP player of the game. You guessed it, Russ Davis with the game-winning home run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. His 17th home run of the year, wins this ball game by a score of 4-3. So the Mariners stay in a first-place tie with Anaheim in the West, who won at home tonight 6-5 over the Milwaukee Brewers. What a game. And the Mariner bullpen really came through tonight. D.Wilson hit a 3-run home run early in the ball game to give the Mariners their first 3 runs, and then Russ Davis wins it with a bomb in the bottom of the 9th inning, 4-3 over the Orioles. The next Mariner game on Fox Sports Northwest is going to be tomorrow night at 7:30 against these Orioles. Don't forget Mariners tonight later on. Holy smoke, it'll be Jamie Moyer against Scott Erickson tomorrow night in Game 2 of this 2-game series. What an exciting win for the Mariners tonight. Norm Charlton getting the win in relief, but a great job by Paul Spojaric. Welcome to Seattle. Paul Spojaric and Norm Charlton with a huge win and a big hit by Russ Davis. Mariners winning. A final score of 4-3.
Today's $1 Million Baseball Magic winners will